One gloomy morning, I lay on my bed staring at the dark, eerie clouds. They gave me a premonition. I began hearing muffled voices as I passed through the hallway. I knew it was my parents. Days passed and these voices only grew louder. Now, they could be heard all across the street. As I walked on the street, hands pointed fingers at me, and I couldn't find escapism from the words broken home. That's when I looked all over my hall house. Found no holes, crevices, or cracks. Yet people kept calling it a broken home. The pillars were strong, windows intact, and doors hinged. Yet people kept calling it a broken home. My house stood as rigid as the voice of fate. Yet people kept calling it a broken home. I never understood why they kept calling it a broken home, until one day I was summoned to the midst of the courthouse, with so many eyes looking down at me as if I was a prey. Both my parents did not quarrel, instead chose their best lawyers to fight for my custody. The lawyers came charging at me with their questions, each eager to fight till their last breath. The tug of war had just begun. At a fateful moment, each one caught hold of my arms and wouldn't let me go, no matter how much I cried. They kept pulling me in opposite directions, indifferent to my excruciating pain. They stretched me beyond my breaking point, tearing every muscle, breaking every bone, and snap! They ripped my soul apart, and I lost my senses. Right then, I heard a huge towering voice in a semi-conscious state, seeming like a thundering hammer. The entire courthouse turned silent, and the lawyers stopped their stances, and the charges vanished. And then, I remember one desolate night, I sat up crying in the screeching dark silence. The tears flowed in an unbroken stream. I pressed my forehead against the bed and tried to scream. The pain that I had held up within roared and echoed back through the walls of the empty hall house. My breath stuttered. The divorce had left me traumatized, and this trauma could never be sympathized. That night, I smashed the lamps and the lights and all the windows, shattered the dishes and the wishes on the walls. I tore the pillows open with my bare hands, pulled the feathers from the pill. Tired and distraught, I fell asleep. Woken up by a beam of sunlight that came from the broken window of the broken house, I saw a spectacular sight. Feathers, no longer bonded to one another, were flying all over, shying away from the gravity. I envied their degrees of freedom. Just then I realized that I wasn't bound either. I could lead the life I've always wanted to. I would be limitless. I could fly. Thinking this, I got up, ran as fast as I could into the world of infinite possibilities with my degrees of freedom. Thank you.